Hello and welcome to the 12th episode of Your Money Life Coach on eRadio with me, Barbara Mandel. This is your weekly Wednesday inspiration to act and manage your money better. Now, last week we looked at your retirement savings and how the budget would affect that. And I said this week I'll touch on how do you spend if you're unemployed. But I think in our current situation, we have to look further than that. There are so many people that are currently under financial pressure and they don't know how to get themselves out of that financial pressure. So I want to start off by saying only you and your habits can get yourself out of any financial situation that you've got. Remember, anything that you go through is only temporary. You've got the power to change that. Now, I know it's difficult. Unemployment's high. It's not so easy to start your business in South Africa. There's lots of red tape. But there are people that do it successfully, and you need to look at what you can learn from them. So today, let's focus a bit on how do I control my spending. Now, the very first point we need to look at is how do you limit your unnecessary or your undue expenditure? So what do I mean by that? How do I avoid going to the shops and buying something just because it's on sale but I don't really have a need for it? And how do I go to the shops, or how do I stay away from all these appetizing emails that the online resellers and even the in-store resellers send us on a regular basis? And that is first to establish what do I really need in order to make it to the end of the month. Forget about the following month for now, because remember, you don't know how long you are going to be in this situation. So you need to focus on what you really need, not want, need to survive and make ends meet at the end of the month. Now, a lot of people say to me that, but what does that help if I still don't have an income? Well, the thing is, if you know what you really need, you can start making plans for what you need so that you can make the money somehow, whether it's doing quizzes, whether it's participating in research, whether you can share some of your skills or sell something on behalf of someone else or make or bake something. I know it's not always easy because sometimes it requires startup capital that you might not necessarily have, but if you know how much you need, you can then start building your plan to get to where you need to be at the end of the month. The second thing that you need to consider is, how do I make sure that when I go into the shop, I only buy what is absolutely necessary or what I will need in the short future that I can get at a really good price and it's going to be to my advantage to do it today? Now, that's very simple. And a lot of us used to laugh or look weird at old people with their shopping lists. But there's a goal on it, and your goal that you can have is that you will only buy what's on your list. So you can make it fun and interactive in a game, and it doesn't have to feel so depressing. But when you only buy on your list, so I did this little experience. I'm a little bit of a spender. My husband, on the other hand, not so much. So I go into the shop and I'm like, oh, this is on special, or maybe I can do this with this. And that's the nature of the person that I am. I send my husband into the store and he gets exactly what's on his list. Nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. So by doing those little changes, he has saved us money when we didn't have. So I know when you don't have money, I need to send him to the shop because he will come back only with what we need, whereas I will come back with all sorts of other stuff. So I guess we're all human, and you need to know where your strengths lie and where your weaknesses lie. And unfortunately, shopping does give us some sort of pleasure. It's a pleasure to open something new or something nice. So it's more of the psychology links back to how we spend our money and the things that we spend our money on. If you're sad and if you are not in a good space, people call it retail therapy. So for that example, it gets me to my third point is, don't go out on a shopping spree when you are emotionally vulnerable, because that's when you will listen to the salesperson that's trying to sell you something you don't need. That's when you will make impulse decisions to get something to get that happiness hormone back into your body. And I think that is a lot of us. It affects a lot of us, and it's our biggest downfall, in the fact that we shop because it makes us happy, and it's not something that we plan for. It's not something that we really need. Half the time, those stuff that you buy when you are emotionally down is your biggest downfall, because you will not need it or use it after a couple of months. You don't really add the value equates to what you purchased it for. So there's quite a lot of those purchases that people end up regretting. So that's it for me today. I hope these 3 tips will help you when you go shopping. Make your shopping list. It does make a difference. And if you have got the right attitude when you walk into that store and you promise yourself that you're only going to get what's on your list, it will help you. I hope that you found this episode valuable. As always, this will be available on the eRadio as a podcast that you can share with your family and friends. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me on Facebook at Your Money Life Coach, or you can visit our website www.yourmoneylifecoach.co.za. That's it for me. Be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday. We will have some more Wednesday inspiration to help manage your money better.